Thank you for joining us to review the next step in the continuous improvement process, Act 2, Navigating Our Course. During this act, CI teams evaluate the implementation of the SPP roadmap and review data to inform decisions. As we begin, let's take a look at our learning intentions and success criteria. Today, we will explore the responsibilities of the CI team and CI team lead, and you will be able to explain what those responsibilities are. We will review how to access the guidance and resources that are available to the CI team lead, and you'll be able to use them as you learn about the steps to take to successfully facilitate status check meetings. Let's review the CIP timeline. At the end of the 2022-23 school year, the CIP timeline was adjusted to align with the work naturally occurring in the Clark County School District. At the end of the last school year, CI teams engaged in Act 3, where teams reflected on the goals, improvement strategies, and action steps in their roadmap and made decisions about what to continue, cancel, and or correct in the plan for the 2023-24 school year. During Act 3, summative data was not available. Therefore, formative data was used to make decisions about whether goals were met. On September 15th, 2023, the Nevada Department of Education released the Nevada School Performance Framework, NSPF, where official summative data is available to schools. Additionally, we now have formative data for our currently enrolled students from the Fall Map Growth Assessment, and Panorama Survey data will be available at the beginning of October. These new data sets provide us the opportunity to revisit our 2023-2024 SPP roadmap to make adjustments as needed. This is accomplished through Act 2 status checks. During the status check meetings, teams will review data along with the improvement strategies and action steps in the roadmap to ensure alignment with the school's needs. As the CI team lead, you will facilitate two status checks during the school year. Status check 1 occurs during the months of September or October following the release of the NSPF. Status check 2 will occur in January or February when the budget for the 24-25 school year is released, representing a new allocation of funding to support the implementation of the continuous improvement plan. Then, at the end of this school year, you will facilitate the Act 3 meeting, where you will again evaluate the implementation of the plan, reflect on the goals, improvement strategies, and action steps in your roadmap, and make decisions about what to continue, cancel, and or correct in the plan for the next school year. This brings us to our first learning intention, which is understand the responsibilities of the continuous improvement team lead and the CI team. As the CI team lead, you're responsible for scheduling and facilitating meetings throughout the school year, preparing data visualizations, distributing tasks to team members, submitting completed work, and informing and soliciting input from the school community to support the school's continuous improvement efforts. Deliberate and strategic efforts should be made to engage the broader school community in this work. This can be done in combination with other community engagement opportunities, such as open house, math and literacy nights, and fall festivals. As noted on the SPP roadmap, each school is required to have a CI team that includes a variety of staff and community members who can provide their unique perspectives on the needs of the school. Required members of the team include the principal, other administrative personnel, teachers, support professionals, parents, and at least one student for the secondary schools. Other CI team members could include tribes or tribal organizations and or specialized instructional support personnel such as a school psychologist, classroom aides, CIFs, etc. Throughout the school year, the CI team will meet regularly to develop, implement, and evaluate the school's continuous improvement efforts outlined in the school performance plan. The CI team at your school might be a standalone group that focuses only on the CIP, or it could be an existing leadership team or the school organizational team that also serves as the CI team. Keep in mind, members of the school organizational team must provide input regarding any changes to the SPP roadmap. Another thing to keep in mind, if the SOT is serving as the CI team, FERPA law applies and only data available on public sites such as Nevada Report Card and data.ccsd.net or an aggregate or summary of school data can be shared and discussed during the SOT meeting. Communication about requirements and due dates for the continuous improvement process will be posted in the CCSD wire. CI team leads will also receive communication from the School Improvement Department email and the coordinator who is a part of your region support team. We offer professional learning sessions before each act of the CIP. Active engagement in the professional learning will ensure that you have the latest information, tools, and resources to effectively facilitate meetings and successfully navigate through the continuous improvement process. If you are serving as a CI team lead for your school and you are not the principal, we encourage you to sit down with your principal following the PL you attend to ensure that he or she receives timely information and can support you with your responsibilities.
Our second learning intention is for you to know where to access and how to use the guidance and resources that are available to the CI team lead. All of the guidance, resources, and documents for the continuous improvement process are in the Google Drive in a folder titled SPP Roadmap. There are a couple of ways you can get to the SPP Roadmap folder for your school. You can search for the folder in your Google Drive and look for this folder icon. Another way to find this folder is to log into Focus Ed and click Drive Folders. Click the link to the RC Share folder for your school, then open the SPP Roadmap folder. You will need to access this folder throughout the school year, so to help you locate the folder easily, you might add a shortcut to another folder in your drive, add the folder to your starred files, choose a color for the folder to make it easier to find in a list, or create a bookmark in your internet browser. There are two documents inside the SPP Roadmap folder that are edited and updated throughout the continuous improvement process. The SPP Roadmap is the plan for your school. This is currently either a Google or Word doc with a blue icon. The status tracker is a Google or Excel spreadsheet with a green icon. This is the document that is completed during the status checks in the fall and winter when you will monitor the progress of the SPP implementation, and again at the end of the year when you complete Act 3, reviewing our journey. Always do the CIP work in the existing documents. Please do not make copies. If a copy is needed, you can download a PDF, so there is only one editable document. In each SPP Roadmap folder, there is a shortcut to the Guidance and Resources document. The Guidance and Resources document contains every resource available to help you successfully guide your CI team. Due dates are identified throughout the document by the calendar icon. You can add all the due dates to your Google Calendar by clicking the link in the upper left corner. A CI team meeting should be scheduled for each act and status check of the CIP. Note that the work for Act 3 and Act 1 may be completed in the same meeting. This means the CI team should meet a minimum of 3 to 4 times per school year. It is recommended that all of the CI team meetings for the school year are scheduled early on so everyone involved can be prepared and ready to engage in team discussions. The next CI team meeting for this school year will be for Status Check 1. This meeting should be scheduled to occur after the NSPF is released on September 15th and with sufficient time to submit the status check work by October 20th. While due dates for the CIP work are listed, submission forms may be turned in at any time once the work is completed. You do not need to wait until the due date. At the top of the Guidance and Resources document, you will see links that take you directly to that section of the document that corresponds to the CIP Act you are engaged in. Next is a section of the document titled Responsible Party. Notice that the principal and the CI team lead, the school improvement department, and region leadership all have responsibilities throughout the continuous improvement process. Look for this icon throughout the document to find additional resources and directions for each CIP act. Click the links to access the resources listed.
Now let's focus on our final learning intention and learn about how to facilitate the status check meetings. The purpose of the status check meetings is for the CI team to engage in discussions to understand the progress, quality, and impact of their improvement strategies, use data to monitor progress towards school goals, identify challenges impeding the progress, make decisions on key actions, clarify next steps and needs, and update the SPP roadmap based on decisions made during the status check meeting. There are specific steps that should be completed before each status check meeting to prepare for data driven conversations. Then, during the meeting, there are tasks that should be completed to help you gather input from the CI team and further develop the plan for the school year. Finally, after the status check meeting, there are specific requirements to submit the completed work and to display and share the information with your school community. These steps are detailed in the directions for Act 2 that are linked on the Guidance and Resources document on page 2. Let's take a look at what should be done to prepare for the status check meeting. The first two steps describe how to prepare for the status check meeting by setting up the status tracker and preparing data visualizations. Before the first status check meeting, copy information from your SPP roadmap to the master sheet in the status tracker. On the master sheet tab, type the school's name in the space provided. You will also need to copy and paste your school's goals, then use the drop down menu to select the aligned State Improvement Plan goal. Next, copy and paste the improvement strategies and intended outcomes from your school performance plan roadmap. This information will automatically populate into the status check and Act 3 tabs since all of the empty white cells in the status tracker contain formulas that will copy the information you enter into the other tabs. When working in the status tracker, only enter information in the yellow cells because the formulas will do the rest. Once established, type the date of each status check meeting and the date you hold your Act 3 meetings in the appropriate cells on the master sheet. Once done with these tasks, you will not need to work in the master sheet tab for the rest of the year. The master sheet should look like this once it has been prepared. To prepare for a status check meeting, the CI team lead or assigned team members will gather and analyze the most recent progress monitoring data and develop slides that visualize the data and include a finding statement summarizing the key takeaways. A template that can be copied and used for sharing this data is linked on the directions in step 2. Using the slide deck to share data is just one suggestion. During the status check meeting, the CI team will reflect on the implementation of the continuous improvement plan, gather input from stakeholders, and continue to develop the SPP roadmap by making revisions as needed. Follow steps 3 through 5 to conduct the meeting, complete the status tracker tab, and update the SPP roadmap. Notice that there is a template for an agenda and sign in sheet linked in step 3. This can be copied and used for status check meetings. You do not have to use this template. However, documentation of each CIT meeting is required by the Nevada Department of Education. The Now Next Need protocol provides guiding questions to focus the CI team conversation on the implementation of improvement strategies, action steps, and the status of the intended outcomes. Additional questions can be added if needed. The now questions will focus the conversation on whether the improvement strategies and action steps are being implemented as planned, what progress has been made towards the school goals, and what challenges or gaps in performance are noticed. A note catcher for team members to use during the conversation is linked on the directions in step 3. During the CI team discussions, information from the Now Next Need protocol can be entered into the yellow highlighted sections of the status tracker in real time. As teams reflect on the implementation of the plan, members will determine the status of each improvement strategy, selecting either strong, at risk, or needs immediate attention. Strong means on track. At risk means it requires some refinement and or support, and needs immediate attention means it requires immediate support. The status will populate in the master sheet to provide an ongoing summary of the school's progress. Finally, update the SPP roadmap to reflect any necessary revisions using the information from the status check meeting. Possible changes could include data reviewed, strengths and growth areas, problem statements, baseline and target data and goals and intended outcomes, adjustments to action steps, budget allocations, etc. This is a good opportunity to share the responsibilities during the meeting. One or more team members can be in charge of summarizing the conversation in the status tracker. Other team members can be making adjustments to the SPP roadmap based on the conversation. After the status tracker tab is completed, the CI team lead will submit the completed work to the school improvement department and region leadership. On the Act 2 directions, Step 6 details the submission process for status checks 1 and 2. Note that there are slight differences in the requirements for the two status checks. There are two submission forms needed for each status check. The first submission form provides confirmation that the work has been completed. Please note, during status check 2, when the plan of operation is being drafted, the submission form link will be made available through the Spring Strategic Budget Guide. Once available, the Act 2 directions will be updated to include the link. Let's take a look at this form for status check 1. There are certain conditions that require the SPP roadmap to go through the approval process again. Significant changes require approval. If significant revisions to the SPP roadmap have been made based on the outcomes of the status check 1 and or feedback from the school community, approval by the principal supervisor is needed before submitting the plan to the Nevada Department of Education. On the submission form, you will indicate whether any of these significant changes have been made to the SPP roadmap. The focus of the goals changed since the last approval in July 2023. improvement strategies or action steps have been removed or replaced since the last approval in July 2023, or if the purpose for which funding is used has changed since the last approval in July 2023. The second submission form confirms that the documents have been posted on the school's website and asks for the direct link to those documents. The documents are posted on your website as a form of ongoing communication with your school community, including staff, families, students, etc. It should be easy for anyone to find the SPP and status check updates on your website, and only the most recent documents should be available. Any older information or documents must be removed. In order to post the status check documents on your website, you will need to download the completed tab from the status tracker as a PDF. Directions on how to accomplish this are linked on step 4 of the Act 2 directions. Google Sheets does not automatically correct spelling mistakes, so be sure to use the spell check tool.
As we close, let's take a look at our learning intentions and the success criteria. Today, we reviewed the responsibilities of the CI team and CI team lead, the guidance and resources that are available to the CI team lead, and the steps to conduct the Status Check 1 meeting. Support from the School Improvement Department is available. Please reach out by completing a SID support request form. This form is linked at the end of the directions for each act. You can also directly contact the coordinator assigned to your region or call the School Improvement Department. Thank you for your time today.